So heads up, Vertiglobals. Now's the time to pay attention and learn something from Big versus Heroic in a best-of-3 bout. One for the ages, one for redemption. Oh, all right. Well, right back into the action.
Yeah, we are deep into it right now. And opening up the round, I guess it was Keto, but Nico and Cadian come swinging in with a few kills of their own. And they will mop up mid, leaving Xantares in a 1v3, and he gets put down. So Nico and Cadian doing the bulk of the damage there to find the pistol for Heroic. And already I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's fast, it's exciting. It's cool.
Yeah, I was waiting for a third there. There we go.
You know, laws of threes. I was also waiting for a third, believe me. I was thinking, come on, brain, think of something. And the best I could come up with was cool.
Cool. 1-0 for Heroic. Yeah, Big do like this map though, right? Even though it's Heroic's pick, it's one that Big do tend to, on occasion. They have some nice execute smokes to show us on that B site as well. We'll see that in the second half though. For now, it's a heavy A setup, and they've already cleared it out. No one fighting to the bottom. It's a B play with a tap onto Keto and Heroic. They own the B site. They probably own the round here. Deagle's out for Big. Not an easy retake at all.
Choking on water.
So you're drowning.
Not quite, not quite.
You got this round, Harry. This one's just for you. Take it away.
Man, well, look at Tizian go. He's he's having a great time right now over here in mid. Man, it's really gone down the wrong hole. And this round's gone down the wrong path for the side of Big. You know, they get wrecked on the opener. The B site falls right away. And Tizian, the only man with the blows over here in middle, is dealt with by Cadian, so doesn't even get away with the AUG. Gonna be Heroic going 2-0 up as they got that conversion locked on in.
Nice AUG.
Yeah, well, you know, I meant Galil, but you know what I mean.
What's he doing? Oh, he's shuffling it down. Nice bit of teamwork there for Cadian.
Every day I'm shuffling. Nice, guys. Quick flashback into 2011, I think, even. Back when Hugo was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Young lad from Brightonsford.
So I think with Hugo's attendance, he got held back. I'm pretty sure he's still in elementary school, by all accounts.
Well, he does have to spend time around us, I suppose, so.
8 out for Big. What is the game plan? Stopping a bomb plant, getting damage before the fact. Roka holding off behind the smoke on A. They wanted to go commit, but with the smoke down on an anti-eco, no reason to go through it. And so they wait, they hold the flank, they check for aggression, none of which has been provided by Big. Yet to even see a player. That may change pretty fast. Pop.
Oh, that's a brutal nade. And so Heroic now starting to creepy crawl their way up. Tizian.
Ooh.
They get mollied out. Doesn't see anything from the boost either. Slow is safe and safe is secure, as they often say.
Yeah, that's rolls right off your tongue.
And so this A site, well, it's going to be belonging to the Danes any moment now, unless Searson. We know this guy's scout is not something to take lightly. There's one. Any more?
Oh.
All right, bomb goes down, but still, Searson's scout removed from the round, leaving it on Xantares and Keto. Now, Keto's retrieved this scout, but no one ever talks about Keto's scout, so what's he going to be able to do with it? Huh? Right now, looking like nothing.
Yeah, they're going to be buying next, so they may as well go for kills here. Even one more frag would make this a non-profitable round for Heroic. Tessa spots aggression, and he backs out. It's a safe play. They know this round's already won. Just about locking in the kills, and Torres not finding more than another. And Keto hunting also dies to Cadian. Nice round from the in-game leader. Might die to the bomb below. Yeah, he ran right down, which if anything is like closer. If he went towards the top of ramp, he probably would have been safe, but not the end of the world. expensive round for Heroic, right? That's the danger. That was a shame, that shot for Searson rather, because of the 4 players alive when he tagged Tesses, everyone else was a shot away from death. At least a body shot with the scout. So could have stopped the plant and at least delayed it for a second, but no more. Mac 10's out for Heroic. No head armor for Big could be a problem. Heroic setting up quick towards B.
Oh, and they don't check for Keto. They're going to come to regret that. The flash is good. Tabson helping Keto out. And the bomb gets dropped up there as well. Now, luckily enough, it's close enough to the edge that I think you can boost to get that without having to run up the ramp at all. Or even Cadian could just leap of faith it. Cadian, do it. Don't run up the stairs. Jump for the bomb. Let's see it. Oh. Oh, that was not at all what I wanted. Well, 0 out of 10. That's how I rate that one. For Stout and Cadian in this 2-on-4. They're going to try and find something over here in middle. What they find they don't like is Searson's AWP, striking another from the tally, leaving it all on it to Cadian in this 1v4. Now, this man is yet to die. There might be a bit of his Dane brain telling him to play for KD. And truthfully, you know, with this being the first round that would slip by the wayside, you're only going to be getting 1,400. So he definitely could elect to save.
It's almost birthday season. October, a lot of birthdays in October. My birthday's in October, just saying. There's not going to be any sort of celebration in this round, though, for Heroic. They concede their first round of Big. Cadian's able to grab a frag on his way out of the round. We want to invite you over to our fan cams, but then you've got to figure it out where it is on your own. It's a mystery, sort of like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, the reason they don't check for Keto there is he throws a nade from default and then very quickly crouches and pushes into the position. Heroic think he's deeper than he is. And so kind of gets blindsided there. 3 kills from Keto. Probably stuff. Deeks out with the AWP from Cadian. Not for long. Gets spammed as the smoke blooms and plumes. And Tara's booms. And he's got to run. Somehow gets away with his life. Tessus won't pinch him from the back as he chases the reload. 3 on A for Big, and good reason for it. It's open, always a risk, but as we all know, not a lot of mid control on this map. Often left uncontested by T's. Especially in a 4-on-5 like this. Heroic just going to group up 5A. That nade could do damage to Tizian. Softens him up. Every little bit helps, even if we don't know how much. Boost up. Should net a kill unless Tessus is holding for it, and he is looking at it right now. Stown taking the AWP away from Cadian after his departure of the round. 7-1 on Cadian too, so quite the player to lose. And Tara's flashed in, and Borup is ready for a playing anti. Tessus follows up, and Tabson gets 1 in the meanwhile, but that's it for Big, trading to the favor of Heroic. Another rotate here. Searson's got the AWP smoked off.
And Heroic, man, this is slimy, just holding ramp with players playing anti-flash and kind of saying to Big, look, if you want to fight us, we're right here. We ain't going anywhere. And so they do bait the peaks from Big. They even spot Searson's AWP. They know it's here, but Tess says, jumps the gun a bit. Bomb now down and a 2-on-3, and actually not down yet. The molly cancels it. I saw Stown taking damage, but it looked like he was just sticking it anyway. Searson able to get out for now, but victory is short-lived as Heroic take a 4th. I've got to say, the way that they approach ramp is very, very grimy, and I love that.
Yeah, sweaty stuff, waiting for re-aggression. Volleying off spots. Big do a good job of trying to stall the plant right with their last Molotov. And wasting time for Heroic, but still the clock is fine for them. Smokes it down, and the plant comes through with plenty of cover onto the AWP. And we didn't even have Cadian posted up, right? Like that T-side AWP can be so valuable, holding positions. We saw Testis grab it, we saw Stown grab it, but not really to the most success, at least not initially. So having Cadian alive can be very, very impactful for Heroic. He's holding mid right now. If Tabson swings, he's dead. And there it is. Man advantage 3 in middle. I don't know if Tabson would have seen the other 2 players, right? He might have only seen the AWP there. And so how many players will Big throw at that problem? 2 grenades back for Heroic. Makes it pretty clear where they are. A noise made outside of B as Big get aggressive. Cadian wants nothing to do with it. Just going to group with his team. Send up towards that A site. They will be hunted. But you see how aware Heroic are of this possibility. They go, fine, you can flank us, that's cool, but we will plant A, and there's very little that can stop them.
Yeah, it's the idea for Heroic of even taking gunfights that close versus pistols, probably a little nerve-wracking. So you're right, they do back around, they go back to A, it's a complete circle back. Searson falls in AK with the bomb being planted. And now it's formalities, barring a miracle. A bit of a spray trance there from Borup. It's just everywhere they're going is together.
Yeah, so hard to get away with, let alone 1 kill. But forget, you know, multi-kills at this point. Although we have had a couple, right, when Keto was not checked, stuff like that, but Heroic are looking very methodical in all the other rounds. Taking the mid pick, pulling players away from the A site on Big, and then going back into the empty A play while Big aggress on B. So just standard Heroic playing things safe as a unit. And now another buy for Big, right? There was only Eco. Chance to get back on the CT side. We know some games on Vertigo can go very favored to the T side, and Heroic are giving us a good example as to why.
At least Heroic are showing us that there's more than 1 bomb site. So that's kind of cool.
That's true.
And by that, I mean sometimes they'll go to B.
Sometimes better than no times.
Monteras with ramp aggression over at A. No one getting hurt except for him. A little more damage has been done. Searson finds himself taking a little bit of hit. You can tell right here in this moment, though, Heroic are still feeling this out. They haven't fully committed to B, but they've shown enough presence to keep B defenders on this site while simultaneously doing the same over towards A. Trying to just spread Big across. Harry, talk to me about getting stretched thin. What? I'm just...
Yeah, man, well...
Any thoughts?
I don't know how to follow that one up, but right now...
You guys are sick.
Yeah, right now, you know, it's Big in the hole. They're 4 down, and they need to try and turn this around. Zantares once again getting caught with this aggression back into the site. And now someone else is going to try and give it a go. Tizian's like, I'll show Zantares how it's done. Oh, wait, and then dies immediately as well. And so these A executes causing a real problem for Big.
Yeah, the issue is, right, like they don't have the utility to stop it in that round. They don't have nades and mollies saved. And so when you know Heroic are going for a plant in a 5-on-5, and if you respect their smokes there, it's very hard to retake a round like that. You know Heroic have the protocols. They're very good at this map. And the one Molotov was on Searson, who was in mid at the time. So, yeah, you understand why Zantares feels like he has to go through and try and lessen the numbers, try and get a multi-kill, but repositioning very late into the round, and Heroic are actually already out short. So you can't run boost there. You can try, and that's all that matters.
Yes, you can try. Yeah, for Zantares, it's he almost gets caught with a nade out, which would have done significant damage, and that was almost a really bad ending to the round. But no click, no problem. Yeah, Zantares, if he would have got that nade off on the short side, on the scaffold side, that could have been big. But instead, they're going to take a tactical timeout here and try to talk this one over. 6-1.
Die for the cause. Just get traded.
That needs to see the light of day.
Well, for any big fans right now, this is not the start you were hoping for, is it? No, it wasn't, Harry. No, it was
No,
not.
Harry, obviously it wasn't. Like, come on, man.
And that's the thing, man. Like, Heroic, this is a very, very compelling looking T side thus far. And it's kind of clear that Big don't have the answers right now. This kind of like tapered re-aggression into A that they've been showing, it hasn't worked. And with how Heroic are approaching this A site...
Oh,
what?
They just checked it.
Yeah, that's...
Just checked it.
Oh, and Tizian ain't even looking that way either. A belongs to Heroic, and that's a great change of pace. So as I was saying, Heroic, the way they've been approaching A is like very, very methodical, very, very slow. And then they say to Big, like, you know, when the smokes are down, look, you either push through them or you let us get the bomb down and then probably save. And then that round there, they actually deviate away from that slow style of like playing anti-flash at ramp, setting each other up. They just run straight in. And as Hugo was saying, the timing was really, really bad there to make matters even worse for Big. They check ramp. They're like, well, it's not ramp. And then, oh, no, it was ramp. Just literally the second that we walked away.
You wonder about, was Tizian there? Just... maybe you thought they were further back on the ramp. Maybe. But no, homie. They were in the site, hanging out with you.
What Heroic have been doing is throwing like a, you know, we see that deep ramp smoke in the choke point that's thrown out of spawn. Heroic are throwing like a T-sided one that is just that little bit deeper that lets you jump up on the short side or walk close to the sandbags and get deep past what could be an AWP peeking down. There was one on Searson, and even after Tizian backs up off the site, Searson re-aggresses. He goes, yeah, just double checking. No, they're not past the first sandbag. Cool, I can go and help short. And then he turns around and they cross in. So just bad timing. Big had 4 HEs in that round. They were looking to stop the bomb, I would imagine, as that is a bit of a go-to. We've seen big win games off that in the past, but they didn't even get to use the utility. Here's that deep ramp smoke again, keeping Heroic back, but they are fine with respecting it. And this time they won't even do that. They just walk right through. Molotov's landing. Flash to the top, Tessa's up. Big trying to creep back, not making too much noise to give Heroic an idea as to numbers on this A site. Bit of nade damage, but there's more where that came from. Borup will throw his own, pushing Tizian down half. Off of the boost. 7-1 for Heroic. There's the shot, not connecting, but a flash did push Searson back. Nico wins a fight, very low in the process. He sets up a smoke towards B, and Stown takes the control. That re-aggression is the answer for Big, as they've cleaned out the A site. They know it's empty now. Stown flashed in. He doesn't realize, but he does check Tabson at the back of the site, and now Heroic, they have B. Even though Big got the info seconds later, it's already too late.
This B site, man. This B site, it's all in favor of Heroic and Big. They're looking to save. But Heroic don't even want to let them do that. Cadian and the crew are already hunting down these 3 big boys. Doesn't look like they are going to find them, though. So actually, Big will get away with the guns. That's all right. Well, maybe Stown finds Antares. That's the thing, man. Stown's been looking really, really good as of late. And it's kind of spooky. Ooh, they don't get away with Zantares' gun, and that makes all the difference, sadly. Like, well, actually, with Keto on 8 grand, didn't see that he was like Mr. Moneybags, so he can drop a gun over. But yeah, that almost wrecks everything. You know, if Keto didn't have that huge extra bounty of cash and wasn't able to drop this 5th gun into play, that would have been a little bit rough, honestly. As suddenly, you know, you're saving with 2, and when you save with 3 and you've got max loss, at least like those players can drop guns over, everyone's got everything you need. Same with 2, not the same story.
Well, it's nice
to buy traffic cone.
Yeah. The left and right click nade. Bit of a mid-range to hit the spot that Keto played the other round. I like that addition. Like, CS has had some cool changes over the years, right? I don't even know when they got added years ago now. But the ability to, you know, right-click nades and stuff, I think it's a cool change. I say it like it's new. In some time, but more nades to middle for Heroic, taking control of the boost and scaffolding. Volleying elevator. They could just set up for a quick old mid to B, but they've only got one player below that B bomb site. Tessus is patrolling A, so they take the elevator instead. Through the molly, the flash is so good. Heroic's utility has been perfect on this T side. We often talk about CT grenades on Vertigo, but these executes have been great. They've got Borup very deep behind enemy lines.
Oh, CSGO with the tag, but Borup not ready to give up this A site offensive, and now the AWP picked up as well. This is absolute domination from the Danes. Man. CSGO tags him with the AWP, and then Borup, who's 15 HP, is like, see ya, kills him, takes the AWP, see ya. And then someone else comes walking around, and Borup says, bye-bye to the third guy.
Yeah, and because of Borup's position, he actually peeks sight, and he gets all the info that, okay, no one's sight, CS and CT, the only spot that the big can be in is short, and Tizian, as the smoke fades, gets caught with a nade out, because Heroic are super aware of short. What a lovely little mid execute. It's not like Heroic are running 3 players deep mid to try and flank A. They just set Borup up in the position. They leave. They go back towards the A site. All in the meanwhile, Nico is bottom B. He does die, giving Keto the only kill in the round for Big, or at least pre-plant. But, you know, even with that kill coming through, that just keeps Keto on the wrong side. Life of a B player on this map can be lonely at the best of times. And Heroic running the board.
Tabson, you might want to get those nades back in your pocket, my friend. Oh dear, he hears all the footsteps, and I think he thought it was a B play, because he was looking with a flash lined up into that B site, and then they just kind of shoot him in mid, because he's basically AFK. But Tizian, oh, that's nice. All right, now we can get a bit more excited, as he's got rid of Stown. They also deal with a man in mid. The nade onto Tesses does a lot of damage. And now an AWP and an AK to attempt this 2v2 retake. And that's the thing, if you're big, you've got nothing on the board thus far. So you are going to attempt this B retake till the end of time.
And that time, scheduled to end soon. Flash ready for Tess as he pops it now. Nico ready for a peek. Doesn't even have to blind the player that he gets first. It's enough for Searson to change his mind completely and vacate the premises. Sir, please leave the site. We are closing B. 10-1, Big not really showing up in spades here just yet.
Yeah, we might need to get a shovel. We could get him buried. 10-1, and another buy for Big. Buy eco.
We'll get a shovel. We'll get a hoe.
I'm sure you've got one to provide, Trace. You're a bit of a, you know, you got some land out in Alabama.
What are you trying to say, Hugo? Okay, Kona?
I know you love your yard work, basically.
No. We require someone to be there to do it. Ain't me, I'll tell you that. Tizian.
Ooh, I like this.
It's a pretty sweet nade. He finds himself in a rather unusual spot between him and the Almighty, being Tessus. Meanwhile, in middle, Searson takes down Nico. He's not even going to go for the gun, because he doesn't need it.
Uses Deagle over the AWP to clear mid. Is it Harry in the server right now? This guy's dealing out Heroic. Dane's down
but
and Borup
is just so good. How is this even fair? Somebody, please, just get him out the server, because this game isn't even allowed to get competitive while Borup is alive. He's got 3 in the round. He's completely torn up this A site again. And he's ruined all the fun. Oh, Keto spots the AWP. That's going to instill some terror in him. And he just won't get given a fight. Nope. Well, he would when he looks away, of course, as we've come to expect. And that's Cadian putting it all away. 11 on the board for Heroic, and they're looking so good, man. Like ever since they beat up on Astralis and made that look easy, I was a bit like, yeah, all right, these guys. All right, Heroic, calm down, right? Calm down.
Just crispy, I think, is the word.
Yeah, but they're looking to go from Pro League victors to ESL 1 Cologne victors.
You leaked the script.
Pro League. Yeah, well, I actually did just make a bit of a blunder there.
You know what's so cool is we already talk a lot about how much Danish talent there is, how many sick players are off in this country, but like, you know, how this team and how Cadian is able to make, you know, young, inexperienced players look so good. Remember when we first saw Tesses on like the big stage under like Optic temporarily, and it was kind of underwhelming, right? We were like, who's this guy? What's he doing? It's not that impressive. But now he's turned into quite the star inside of this team.
Yeah.
Borup as well, obviously you've been talking about him. And what's again cool is so many of these players, Borup included, coming from feeder teams like Tricked Esports. Even S-Tag, now in Astralis, at a time was under Tricked Esports. And we've seen so many of the names we know and we love come through that team. So yeah, man, it's just Denmark, pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is, especially because it's like so many Danish IGLs are great at building up new talent. And I don't know what that is. Like, you know, I know that they're obviously all very, very good IGLs, but even in like other regions, it just feels like Danish IGLs are so far ahead of being able to do that. Even in international waters, you know, you have someone like Carrigan who gets a hell of a lot out of his team. Then you got people like, well, obviously Hunden before everything. Oh, God. Yeah.
And then complexity.
Yeah, blame F. Exactly, man. Like, there's so many of them out there. And it gets me thinking, like, is it them just having this incredible authority or like being really welcoming? Or is it the subordinates like getting on board with this idea that this guy knows a lot, I should respect him? You
Playing
know,
into the system.
Yeah, and maybe that's like more prevalent in Denmark than in other regions. I don't know what it is, but it certainly makes for like this interesting feel. And it means that you can never underestimate a Danish team, is what it feels like. Tess says, opening up the round, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Tizian will be in with a double of his own, and Searson, holding from short side, is able to best Tess says, leaving Cadian and Nico in a 2-on-3.
And Cadian already backed out of the A site before they even lost their players there. So that double setup of A is avoided. Keto peeling back to the B-bomb site, but if anything, he's just missed the timing. Nico with backstab, and there is the site locked and loaded for Heroic. But yet to be the round, bomb planted in front of the double stack, and that sets you up for the middle post plant where you can play construction, but obviously they don't have this control, volleying it off. That grenade is brutal.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, and look at this setup as well. This is so sweaty. Good luck getting through this. Cadian with a shot. Nico waiting, and it gets delivered onto him as well. If there was a B flank, it would have been screwed, because Heroic could have just climbed up into middle and played the bomb from that position as well.
Well, somebody tell Big that the game's live. Feel like there's been a miscommunication here.
This is just excellent for Heroic, though. Like, you know, bigger side, can't be good for them, but Heroic have had the answers to every single round. They've read really well. Util's been brutal.
Kills distributed pretty evenly across the board.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. 11 and 12 on every player. How often do you see that? There's usually some weak link or some carry potential, but no. Team effort. Last round of the half here. What do you got for us, Big? Some more aggression. Tizian has netted a few kills. He's really been him and Searson have been the knights in shining armor for Big, right? In terms of getting opening kills and actually making these rounds close. Tabson, the guy we so often look to, is dead at the start of this round. 3 and 15. Keto getting mollied from his close position. Hides in the smoke and gets aggressive with a flash. They are blind. Nico doesn't realize Cadian needs to call it. He's right above you. And Nico does turn around and deal with him. Pushed on A is Antares for 1. And as we've said earlier, the spacing's so good for Heroic, it's hard for Big to get away with more than 1. That's the A site open, and Big just dragged left, dragged right, in between every side of the map. It's just Searson alone, and a beautiful shot. Can he follow up? Oh, the bomb's leaving.
Well, the bomb's just going to be, isn't it? My goodness. 14-1 for Heroic at the end of the first half. The Danes, they're doing it to him. Who gave them this permission? Who gave them this power? My word, the map pick of Heroic might be all said and done faster than this break.
nobody else is showing any empathy. Rudely awake and quiet undertaking. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody, even you's an enemy. Brutally awake and quiet undertaking. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't, no you don't care. Leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt. Pouring Jack in my mouth, and a love with enough of the pain and the drugs to be present for now. All I might know, I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of caked up breakup, where I've been finding any way to my fix. But I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna.
Sing it if you know it. Let me hear you roar.
Well, Harry posed a question, or more a challenge to Heroic.
Harry posed.
Will this second half be faster than the break? Heroic, you got 2 minutes, 120 seconds on the clock. Let's see.
Starting now.
They're off.
And they're off, and here in the front, it's going to be Liebings and Torres running into the front lines. Now inside of this A site, we've got Heroic stacking up with quite the force. They're going to be trying to hold this one down. USP from Kadia down through the wrap. He's looking to get off to a good timing here. Kadia going in with the USP, looking for as many as he can find. And Torres there, and he will leap and bound, get into the front line. Here's Tessas in the back, trying to help out with the USP. And Kadia, oh, he's gone after one. Now, a little bit more from Nico, of course, as he does deal with Tizzy, and up through the round they go. Thompson on to the Deagle now. Not Deagle, he meant Glock. And Keto in with a kill of his own, as this falls into a 2-on-2.
Beautiful stuff. Maybe not so much for Big. Trading effectively at least, right? They can try and get a bump on here, but oh, he's not letting them have anything, not their face. Leave him alone. Tabson's gone, and it's all on Keto. 1-on-2 to keep this map alive. And if he loses this, it's safe to say this one is done and dusted. It's the mind game. Can he get away with the plant? Will they respect him? Will they rush him? These are the questions. And here are the answers. Nice shot for Keto. Follow up for Borup. He's so good right now. Boy, oh boy, 14 and 10. The score does not tell the story. This guy has been everywhere. And Heroic map point on their pick.
So Heroic, they've got 40 seconds if they want to do it.
Are we counting freeze time?
No, I'm exempting that because that just makes it very unreasonable. Here we go. If that clock hits a minute 10, then the break was longer than the second half. So come on, Heroic.
Ollie's not helping, Harry. I'll tell you that.
It's not, but Tizian, he wants to beat this record. 30 seconds now for the Danes.
I actually don't know how long the break was. I said 2 minutes,
me
maybe
either.
it was 3.
I think it's actually 3 minutes, so I
Yeah.
think they're going to do it, definitely, as long as they find this conversion. Big, they've got this one AK, this one big AK over in middle, and it's on the back of Tizian. Down towards ramp, it's going to be a push for Borup. He gets this info, he's got Stown with him. They know that it's not B. The mid flank is about to come through, however, and no one's even considering it for Heroic. But now the backline flank gets made apparent. There's Tabson arriving from middle, but that's going to get their attentions. And Tares is Deegan with another. And these Deagles doing work right now. Leave Stown and Tesses in a 2-on-3, but they do have this bomb, and that's going to cause problems for Big, even though they've got this man advantage.
Tesses caught from the side, but it's a weird angle. Tabson walks into the sandbags, and Tesses walks away with a bomb under his control. Big are coming from every position, ladder, B, and the A site. All about timing it together. 40 seconds on the clock. Heroic just need to stall. They've got another kill. Tizian peeking out with a trade. He's done it all. Keeping Big in this map, albeit potentially, temporarily, is what I was going for. Big, they got to go for a 13-round straight comeback if they want to make things OT. Nice shots. Couple of dirty doubles. And Heroic, of course, forcing right back in. No, you jump.
Well, there's the opener from Stown. Oh dear, another one. As now Heroic look to get it done with Deegs of their own. Stown on a double with an AK retrieved. Big, losing all this map control at A. That kind of just means their hands are tied and they've got to commit to a B push. Now, look at sneaky little Borup, right? You want to see what something gross looks like? Here it is. Borup hidden in the site with the Deagle. They are getting close. And Keto going to deal with him. No hiding today, but Stown is trying to do anything but keep his presence concealed. He's in with 3. And they do finally deal with him, but he set his teammates up well to find success in this force buy and take the map away. CSM will get the bomb planted at least, but the nade does fantastic damage through the smoke. A little bit more, and down he goes. It falls to Tizian. 1v3 to try and get a third for Big.
It's either a third for Big or an L. And it looks like it's going to be the latter. Heroic and company are going to pick up this round. They're going to pick up 16. They're going to secure it 16-2 over Big in the first map of this series. That's going to be Vertigo, the pick of Heroic. They do it with relative ease. For us, we